How you doing, Saber fans? In the beginning of my searches for lightsabers, I was looking for something that was going to be pretty authentic. There's a lot of companies that make good-looking saber hilts, usually made of aluminum with some decoration, some features, some that actually replicate designs of ones that were used in the movies. But the theory behind how a saber works is that there's an electric charge that goes through a kyber crystal, and the kyber crystal is what creates the plasma beam. Well, that was something that I saw that was lacking on a lot of the kind of more affordable saber hilts, is that they didn't have a crystal. Some of the ones that were custom made, or some of the ones that you can buy that are quite a bit more expensive, have that feature. But I don't have a couple $1,000s to spend on saber hilts. So I got to thinking, and I put a design together, and I started to manufacture them myself. And what I came up with were these little things. It's basically a blade plug that incorporates a crystal inside. Now you can see there, if I can get it to focus, kind of what the design looks like. I've had some pretty good feedback on these so far. They will be for sale on an eBay page. If you want to go and search for them, just go and search for a crystal blade plug on eBay. I've made a few from anywhere from this size, this is about the standard size, so almost about 2 3/4 inch to almost 3 inches, to one that I made the other day for somebody that was only 1.5 inches. So they can be custom made. But it's in a clear polycarbonate tubing. What I did is I there's a neoprene ring down here, so it's actually soft, so that when it drops down inside the hilt, there's no metal down there, there's no plastic down there, anything that's going to scratch the glass that's actually on the top of the LED emitter. That some of the metal ones or plastic ones down there, wear and tear, are going to kind of abrade that, kind of scratch that up over time. So it sits down there nice and soft with that neoprene base. There's a little bit of decoration down there, kind of make it a little bit more authentic. And then the coiled copper wire. Now the idea behind this is to give it the effect that this is actually a kyber crystal that is kind of just floating inside the tube, and the copper wiring is just there to kind of tether it into place. But polycarbonate tubing, so it's very durable, and the idea behind it as well is there's just a small hole there that's just the right size for the crystal. What that does is that focuses that light beam directly into the crystal, which gives you a really, really cool glow effect in the crystal without a lot of kind of light being dispersed throughout the rest of the tube or anything else like that. So when you take it and you put it inside a saber, let's see if we can get it to light up pretty good here on camera. Sometimes it doesn't show up. Like I said, what you get is a really cool glow from the crystal as opposed to the tubing. It's not going to focus up very good, but you can kind of get an effect. I mean, in person, the crystal itself is just a neon green, and there's really nothing else too much that's glowing inside there. So, like I said, it looks really cool when it's in there. And then when you actually take it, get the one that's the right size for the saber, drop it down inside of there. The idea behind it's going to be the same thing. If you have an emitter, it's actually going to show that crystal right inside those window emitters. Again, this is not going to focus very well. Let me see if I can get it to focus a little bit better here. Nope. It's not going to do it. It's not going to focus because of the light. But you can see the crystal glowing inside there, and like I said, when I look at it, when I look in that window, I can see the coiled copper wire, and I can see a bright neon green crystal inside of there, without even being able to see the tubing at all. And then on the top of it, kind of gives a nice little green glowing ring with the cap on there. So, it acts as a plug to keep your LED emitter and stuff like that safe and covered up inside. So those people that like to display their sabers or carry them around, it's a really cool thing to add for displaying it, to be able to turn on and show that crystal, or like I said, for being able to carry it around as well. Like I said, they do come in some different sizes. This one's the tallest one I've made so far. This one's at 3 inches. These ones are a little bit smaller at about 2 3/4, because this other one I have doesn't have the same mounting depth, so that one actually fits inside this one. Yeah, both of them are green, so. But it works the same color effect no matter what you have. The blue looks great, the red looks great, the orange looks great because there's actually no color to the quartz crystals. They just absorb whatever color is put on them, and gives you that neon glow of the crystal. Now for some of you who don't have the window emitters, turn the sound off here for a second. For some of you that don't have the window emitters on the Sabers, you can actually still kind of benefit for these as well. What you can do is just take this little black cap out, like this. Put that down in there. And now, I know that you're not going to be able to see this on the video at all, probably. Maybe... Oh, there it is a little bit. Now, what you get as well is when you're displaying your Saber, even though you don't have a window emitter to see that crystal, what it is when you show somebody that and they glance down inside of there, you can see the crystal down inside that chamber, and it's the same kind of thing. All it is it's a crystal that's glowing very bright, and the idea behind that plug in the bottom and the small hole to focus that beam through the light is you can actually look down into the Saber, and it's not going to be blinding like it would be without a plug in there. You can actually look down there and see the crystal without blinding yourself too bad. And like I said, it's not going to focus with the camera. Oh, there we go, a little bit. You can actually see that crystal down inside there. So it makes a very cool display option for somebody who has a hilt that doesn't have a window emitter. So like I said, go check out the eBay page. Pick one up if you're interested. Put a note in there what size you want. I custom made these to order. So whatever you get your measurement for your the depth of your hilt, I can make one to size. Like I said, I just made one the other day that was only 1.5 inches. Smallest one I've done so far, but it turned out really nice. And then again, the design, you know, it's got that neoprene base on it, so when you put it down in there, it actually sits all the way down, so you don't get the rattle of the LED emitter inside of there, like some of the other plugs, and without it, you get that rattle in there because of that LED in the top. With that down there, it pushes down and secures that, so it eliminates that rattle. And like I said, there's nothing there that's going to scratch or abrase that glass on top of that light. And then, you know, the camera really doesn't do it justice. But there's some copper washers and stuff in there for a little bit of decoration. The coiled copper wire down there. And then the wire itself, you're not going to be able to see the details on the camera either. But it is scuffed up and stuff like that to, you know, show wear and tear a little bit. Kind of give it more of an antique feel to it. And then the quartz crystals, they're inside there as well. And then that plastic plug on the top. So... Give me some comments, guys. See what you think. Check out the eBay page. Like I said, if you're interested to get one for yourself. I custom make these from when I get the order. It only takes me about that day to put one together and make one, and can get it shipped out usually the next day or two. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks.